Hello, this episode of Red Guy Entertainment is brought to you by Mega Championship Wrestling. Live pro wrestling entertainment brought to you from Elyria, Ohio, featuring some of the greatest independent wrestling stars on this side of the United States. We have people like Derek Direction, Meat and Taters, which is Big Mo and Brandon Xavier, the amazing Nate Manson, Marion Fontaine, and so much more. Check them out live this February 20th for their event No Love Lost. Ticket info and contact information will be in the description below. Hello and welcome to another edition of Red Guy Entertainment. This time we're switching it up just a little bit. We're going to be talking Magic the Gathering today. I, of course, James Paradise.
I'm David Freitas.
And we're coming at you with our favorite cards, favorite monocolored cards for each
All of
color.
Magic.
And all of Magic, and our favorite colorless cards.
Yes.
We're trying to keep it a little simple, seeing how you guys take to our other hobbies besides wrestling. As for those of you who listen, we kind of make a lot of Magic puns because we're nerds.
Yeah. Let's be clear. We're not talking about the best cards. We're talking about cards where we play a casual deck and we're like, let's just jam it in the deck. We're fitting it in. Might not be thematic, might not be the best strategic play, but we're doing it.
And like it's a fun game. You gotta have fun.
Playing it. Why? Reasons.
Yeah. No one likes. Well, I can't say no one, but after you play cookie cutter decks for so long, it gets boring.
When you play casual, you don't play dredge in casual. If you don't know what that is, look up MTG Dredge on Google.
Well, I mean,
you'll find out what it is.
You can play Dredge, but it's just not good Dredge.
You can't do Dredge casual. Dredge is not a casual deck.
I mean, I could see like someone playing like a Reanimator type of thing with like Grave Troll.
You can do once you put a card with Dredge in the name. You are not playing casual.
But if you let's say you don't know what you're doing,
you're not playing casual for the sense of casual.
But what if you don't know what you're doing?
Then why did you build that deck?
Like someone's new to the game or something like that.
Okay, well you're not gonna just slap a Grave Troll in any green deck.
But if you're playing like, I want to bring things back from my graveyard.
Okay.
This card sends cards to the graveyard.
Sure. Okay, but that's not Dredge. Dredge is I'm putting my deck into my graveyard with the purpose of abusing all the cards that are now in my graveyard.
But you could.
There are Reanimator decks that say like you play a 3 for a 3/1 that mills top 4. That's great in the Reanimator build.
I'm not saying like
that's a casual card because you would not play that in a standard Dredge deck with the modern build.
I think
we're playing cards for fun, not for abusive powers.
Some people might think Dredge is fun.
I play Dredge on Magic Online. Trust me, I know it's fun, but it's not casual.
There's bound to be a casual Dredge. Anyway,
off topic.
I guess we're gonna start at the top of the color wheel.
I'll let you start with white.
My all-time favorite white card. It was a toss-up between two. I'm going with the card that actually got me interested in Magic. And a card is Wrath of God.
Makes sense. That's a good one.
Like I saw,
I would dispute if that is a casual card, but I'm allowing it. I'm not going to say it's overpowered. It's just
there are two cards on my list that you're going to say, how is that casual?
Jeez.
But they're just my favorite cards, and most of these picks are what got me into the game.
Okay.
I saw Wrath of God. I instantly thought of Goku's Spirit
Wrath
Bomb.
of God is the white board wipe.
It is.
Everything's just trying to live up to that hype.
It's a 4-drop sorcery, 2 white and 2 generic.
Yes.
I have to specify that now.
Can't be colorless anymore. It can be colorless, but it's not.
And it destroys all creatures on the board that can't be regenerated.
Only doesn't hurt indestructibles. So
it's the quintessential board wipe. It's what all board wipes are like compared to.
Yeah. Like you got Day of Judgment with lets them regen. You got
Damnation.
Damnation's the black version. There's Supreme Verdict, which is the white-blue multicolored that can't be countered, and
which is so far from casual.
That's far from casual. Yes, that's not in the casual build. That's in the jerk build. And then Final Judgment, which was just remove the whole board.
Yeah,
costs more, but it does more. But Wrath of God costs 4. Red decks can't really come back from it because they just put their whole hand on the board and then their hand's gone. And then their board's gone. So white tends to win that matchup.
Like Wrath of God's like the standard board clear. Most other board clears will cost like 5-6 mana. 6 seem to be like
if it's not Wrath of God, it's probably not close as good. Like
Right.
Wrath of God is number 1 in all board ones. Wrath is number 1, and then Damnation is tied because it's just the black counterpart.
it's just a color shifted thing.
And then everything else is just number 2. Like Hallowed Burial, Terminus. Terminus might be number 2 just because Terminus can cost 1.
It can.
But that's living the dream.
But and like for a while, like Wrath clones, I guess, costed 6, and they had to do something different too.
They only hit enchanted creatures. They only hit non-enchanted creatures. They hit all creatures, and then for each creature died, they get a token of a 1/1.
I think like for a good close like mono white Wrath that wasn't Wrath and isn't Day of Judgment, I would say it would be like a Chroma's Vengeance.
Oh, it just blows up everything?
Yeah, and it had cycling, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Cycling was...
we forgot about the other color-shifted version of Wrath of God. Nevinyrral's Disc.
Oh, well.
Technically color-shifted.
I guess.
It costs 4. It destroys all creatures and some other things, but mainly all creatures.
But that card's not casual. Like,
no,
and
that's definitely not casual.
But like,
I didn't even think about that from the card.
You look at the art of Wrath of God, especially like foil ones.
Oh,
like,
the foil 9th edition one is
so
the 10th
good.
edition one is so good.
Like it's just you just see like a big like eruption of white.
Yeah.
The art is perfectly matched with the title of the card.
And there was a daily MTG article where they do cards of the days, and there was one where they talk about Wrath of God and Damnation, and the artist who did both cards, since it's color shifted, they got the same artist. He said, "Wrath of God is sucking, where Damnation is blowing."
I can
Which
see
is
that.
funny because suck is something like, "Oh, this card sucks," and then blows is another thing like, "Oh, this card blows." So at the end, it's like, so where Wrath of God sucks, Damnation blows, but they're both awesome cards. And I was like, I see what you did there.
Puns,
wordplay, gotta love them. My white card. It's probably the card that's probably more often than not getting Wrath of God. A Chroma Angel of Wrath. I might have to look this up to tell you exactly what
this does. That's so funny because that was the card I was torn between for white.
Like, when I got into Magic, I got in during Mirrodin Block from like 2002, 2003 maybe?
That was back in the day.
That was back in the day. And I only heard legends of this Acroma, and I was like, well, what does it do? And
more
they
puns.
just, yeah, there you go. And they just said every ability on the set. And I'm like, no card can have all those abilities. A friend purchased one. He's like, I got this for $8 at a card shop. Back then, they were $8. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my god. So it had the long text for Vigilance.
Vigilance.
It has haste flying. Vigilance, Trample. Protection from red, protection from black. 8
no, I don't think it had haste. I think it had first strike. It does?
It does.
I thought
it has first strike also, I think. I'll look it up. I'll just double check.
I thought... No, wait. Because Angel Fury has Fire Breathing and Morph.
It also has haste, too.
I was saying because, like, Angel Fury has, like, something different.
Yeah, and Angel Fury cannot be countered.
Can't be countered in Pro Blue...
Pro Blue and White.
Yeah.
So yeah, Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, Protection from Red, and from Black. Cost 8 for a 6/6. I thought it was 7 for a 7/7.
Oh no, you're thinking Baneslayer.
No, Baneslayer is 5 for 5/5.
You sure it's a 5 for 5/5?
I know for sure.
Ooh,
that's really good.
Yeah.
The only problem is that it has demons and dragons, not red and black, so it got Doombladed all the time. So it's great when they're like, let's print this amazing angel that's just like a Chroma, but smaller and comes out faster. Okay,
and it's
let's
not
put
like
in a set that can be immediately destroyed by the best 2-drop kill spell since Terror.
And it's funny because like we were just talking about Wrath of God being like the standard bearer like board wipe. I think a Chroma is like the standard bearer
of white bombs.
Like, yeah.
Like, it's a Chroma, and then I think after that it'd be probably Iuna if you're playing, like, the more douchey Magic where you try to prevent your opponents from having fun. And then the other one would be, what's her name? The one from Avacyn, where all your opponents are indestructible. Like, those are the 3 white bombs. But I think Acroma, the first, the best.
Yeah, and she's an iconic character.
She can't be Terror. She can't be Doombladed. These are all spells that just destroy target creature that are black. Terminate. Can't be done.
No, like, giant fireball.
Like, you can't deal damage, so red can't kill it. And then black can't kill it, so what do you have to do? got a board wipe with a Wrath of God or Damnation.
It was so good, and other colors can't really give out like neg X besides like black.
Yeah, so you can't do the neg X. Well, colorless does that now, but
yeah,
only with one card so far. So we'll see.
So really good picks for white.
Yeah, white's strong.
Moving on into blue.
What's
my card is it's fun. It's very fun. But I kind of have like a story behind why I picked this card.
Jesus.
Dream Halls.
Okay.
Let me walk you guys down.
Let's walk through Dream Halls. Take you through the corridors.
When I first started getting into Magic, there's this guy. We'll call him Scott.
Because that's his name.
Scott's not listening to this.
He's running from the army.
No one knows who Scott is. But
seriously, we don't know where Scott is.
I was playing like some really horrible goblin deck, like not good goblins.
Yeah, it was like
all.
8th edition goblin stuff. Like I
had some like Scourge stuff.
Goblin Raider. I play Goblin.
I think it was Mog Maniac.
Mog Fanatic.
There you go.
Okay.
Like I had him.
So you played a good card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Goblin Warstrike and my red bomb, which I'll talk about later.
Okay. Goblin Siege Game Commander.
But and we're playing and like Goblin's supposed to be quick or whatever. If those of you play Magic,
if you know Goblins, if you know Magic and you know Goblins, you know how fast they can be.
I just started playing, so I like playing the game, like actually playing the game with player interaction and whatnot. We get to turn 5. And
is this a casual game? Is
yeah.
Like, hey, you play Magic, I play Magic, let me play with the stack.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get to turn 5. And Scott plays Dream Halls. I'm like, what's this? It's like, instead of paying mana cost, you discard a card that shares a color. And you play that card. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. Sure. Passes to me. I play X card, which I'll reveal later.
Okay. This is a 4 or 5 or 6 drop maybe.
I'm like, all right, cool. And I have I think like 7 goblins on the board. Because I had like 7 goblins on board. And I played Goblin Warstrike, which deals 1 damage to a target creature or player for each goblin you control.
Okay.
And he discards some blue card, because at the time I didn't read every card that everyone played, because it was like, oh, playing Magic, yay. He discards a card for Spelljack. And Spelljack.
What's Spelljack do?
Spelljack, when it's like a 7-drop counterspell, or 6, between 5 and 7-drop counterspell with double blue, whatever. But since Dream Hall was out, he discarded a blue card, played for free.
Yeah.
It counters target spell, and for the rest of the game, my opponent can play that spell without paying its mana cost. I'm like, oh. So, yeah. And like every time he would play Dream Halls, I'm like, okay, the game sucks now. Like I don't even want to play this anymore, because like I had no idea how like clocks worked in Magic or anything like that. Like
you weren't like the
I didn't know
Pro Tour player that's
I'm
playing the number 1 deck. You're just average Joe walks into a card shop,
walks into a card shop, want to play some Magic.
You bought some packs. Let's play some games.
Yeah, and little did I know, if I don't beat this guy by turn 5, 90% of the time he's gonna put us in Dream Halls and Spelljack like everything cool.
You'll be sent to Dream Street.
And flash forward to maybe 3 or so years later, I learned what at the time Elder Dragon Highlander was. And someone played Dream Halls. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna suck. This is horrible. Because I think back to playing against Scott. Funnest card I've ever played with in like a multiplayer casual setting. Because everyone was just dropping huge creatures and all that. We had no hands, but it was great. And that was like the card that like made me think like, hey, blue's kind of fun. And then, like, once I learned the game, I realized blue isn't fun unless you hate everybody.
Blue's only fun if you hate your opponent. But blue can be fun. And my blue card, I originally had 2 cards, and I want to talk about them because I think they're well-designed cards. They were Dissolve and Disrupt. Or not Disrupt, Dissipate.
Okay.
They're just 3 mana counter spells. Dissipate will exile the card after you counter it, and the Dissolve will counter the spell, and then you get the scry card. I thought those were great versions of Cancel, which was like one of the most purely balanced counter spells, because counter spell for 2 is too good, counter spell for 3 is often disliked, so like they can't do 2.5 in a traditional
and like,
set.
if your counter spell is 3, it has to do something.
Yeah, like Cancel's good, but why play Cancel when you can play Dissipate? Or why play Cancel when you can play Dissolve? Why play Cancel when you play whatever?
Hinder,
so I think,
Spell Cream
like,
Pie.
those two cards deserve Hinder and Crumble. Yeah, I think those two deserve a shout out just because of their amazing playability. Like, cards have value in the graveyard, and Dissipate takes that away. And Scrying lets you hope that you need a land, you see a card, it's not a land, and I could use it, but I really need that land, ship it to the bottom.
Sometimes
lets you do stuff.
Sometimes you gotta dig for another counterspell.
Sometimes you need to counterspell, you need a creature, Scrying will get you there. My blue card is a card I never got to play with in real life. And I want to preface this because I was not into Magic when it came out.
Oh, jeez.
It's not as... I don't think it is as bad as it sounds. I don't know the Pro Tour decks that played with it at the time, so it could have been nuts. But I really only played with it on one of the video games. I think it was Magic 2014 or something. Future Sight. 2, 3 blue, enchantment. You play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play that spell, or you may play that card if it's the card on top of your library. So you didn't play a land for turn, top card's a land, put it from the library into play. You just drew a card, and you got your land drop for the turn. Your opponent's turn, they play something, top card's a counter spell, counter that shit. Next card on top of the library might also be a counter spell. They'd be like, well, I just can't play the game.
It's like a super Bob in some senses.
Exactly. But it doesn't win you the game. It just accelerates you so much. It is the best pure draw spell in the game.
And it thankfully did come out turn 2.
No, it never came out turn 2. The fastest you can cheat it out in theory is turn 3, because you need the colors. The colors matter, because it's 3 deep. It's 3 deep in the blue. But like playing it on the video game in a blue-red deck, which is basically counterburn, was so much fun because you're playing cards like Remand, where you're playing. Oh my god, it's so fun and it's so balanced. It's so balanced because it lets you do stuff you're not allowed to do, but you have to. Like, it's almost impossible to play even in a 2-color deck. Because you need to be so hard into one color.
You have to be very devoted to it.
And if you're playing casual Magic, you're not playing with many dual lands, so you're playing with like basics, maybe a few of the common uncommon duals that come into play tapped. So it's gonna be a work to get it out.
Evolving Wilds.
And once you get it out, Tech I was gonna say Tech Edge. Tech Edge. Paramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds are perfect with this card because you play it off the top.
I don't like it.
I don't like this card. Shuffle the library, new cards on top. Awesome. Like, you gotta land on top of your library. Your opponent plays a spell. I'll fetch. Okay? Counter spell. Counter that.
There we go.
It's so much fun. I love it. I had a conversation with the guy after I won, because it was a mirror match, but I had the Future Sight on the board. And he was like, I took that card out of my deck. I'm like, you're a fool. He's like, I didn't think it was that good. I'm like, it is the best pure draw engine in the game.
It's too fun.
It is so much better than anything else.
It's like you always have a card
that cost, like, Ancestral Recall. 1 mana, 3 plus 3 your hand, 1 mana instant. Not as good as Future Sight at pure drawing.
Right.
Because the amount of
once it's out there,
it's netting you at least 1 card a turn. If you're not playing a land from it, you're going to be playing the spell from it during your or your opponent's turn. So, in blue playing a ton of instants, red also playing a ton of instants, you're doing something every turn.
The top card's usually live.
if it's not a land, you're playing... If it's not a land on top, it's going to be an instant, so you're going to be playing more than 1 spell a turn off the top of your library. You have no hand, you have the top of your library to work with. It's so fun. You
always have a hand in Future Sight.
So fun. I love it.
Moving into black. My pick.
Oh jeez.
Is the big black dragon Coco Show.
That's a casual card because it's not played in any format now.
Because he can't.
I mean, you play 6 mana for a dragon.
But at the time.
Is this because of your race?
Maybe. It is from my favorite block, which is the universally most hated block in all Magic.
However, the universally most flavorful.
It is the most flavorful, and there's some money cards in there.
With contention to Innistrad, most flavorful.
Oh, to be fair,
Innistrad was amazing.
Innistrad, but you can't say it was like purely original because it.
No, it's not original. I'm not going to say it's original. In theory, Kamigawa is not original. It's just based off samurais.
Well,
but
there's more going on. There's samurais. There's demons.
It's true. There's demons, dragons. There's samurais. There's the different folks.
The gods, the Voyagins.
What was it? The moon folk, the fox folk, basically.
There's many spirits and tribes going on.
Spirit and non-spirit was a matter.
Yeah, and arcane things and all that.
Yes, arcane also, yeah.
But
how many cards were printed? Did you know Mind Drop wasn't a card until after? I want to say Mind Drop was printed after there was already the arcane version of it. No, I'm sorry. Mind Drop was already a card. It was the Council of
Council of Saratami,
which was you would think it's arcane, but it's not. But
it's not arcane.
It's not arcane. You would think. And Divination was made in M10. I would have thought Divination was the original, and then Council was the arcane version of it, but it's not.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was Mind Drop, but it's not. It's the other one. Because Waking Nightmare is the exact same thing, but arcane. It's like, why staple arcane to anything? But yeah, there's
there wasn't
arcane
even that many
versions of original cards.
There wasn't even that many black arcane spells.
There was
or with splice onto arcane.
Oh no, there was maybe 3, at least one good playable one.
But with Kokusho was awesome. 6-drop 5/5 flying dragon.
It's probably the best depiction of the dragon from Dragon Ball Z.
Probably. Just purple.
Giant dragon, doomed to the world. Everybody on it. Grants you a wish.
It was really
more
cool.
often than not. That wish is the win.
When he would be put into a graveyard, each opponent would lose from play. Each opponent would lose 5 life, and you would gain 5 life.
No, you gain all life lost this way.
I said for each opponent, they would lose 5. I would gain 5.
Okay. But each opponent loses 5. You gain all life.
It's nuts in multiplayer.
It's good in 1-on-1. It's supreme. Adding additional.
The more players you're playing with, the better the card is.
What's the chances of playing a 5-player game where you make all your opponents lose 5 life, but you gain an entire new life counter?
Back in the day, there were so many of us playing Magic at the Serenity Club, especially Highlander.
I didn't get back in the ED. I didn't get the EDH back then, but
I know me
at the card shop. I remember big games of Yu-Gi-Oh going on,
which were ridiculous.
Magic. I remember there was an 8-man game of Yu-Gi-Oh. I went on everybody died in one turn because of the. I don't remember how it got there, but I remember it happened. One person got eliminated. Next turn cycle, 7 other people died. I won. Don't know how it happened. Couldn't repeat it to this day.
And these are things you can't recreate in a competitive setting.
This was before every phone had a camera on it, so I couldn't record it back then.
All the hype moments back in the day, we had no ways.
Was recorded.
Oh my god!
I'm starting 25 years too late.
But Kokusho was awesome. Love the art. He was in From the Vault Dragons, I think.
I want to say it was in From the Vault Dragons. He was also reprinted in Modern Masters.
He's one of the coolest dragons in the game. Very, very, very. I don't think he was played much while he was in Standard.
He was played in, I think, wacky combo decks that would go around reanimating him. Sending him off.
There is a card which we'll talk about.
Back then, there was a legendary rule where if 2 of a single legend, this guy being a legend, were on the board, they both die, which would trigger both sent to the graveyard effects. So, play 1, next turn play another, your opponent lost 10, you gain 10. Play maybe play 1, attack. That's 15 life off the bat.
That's a pretty big swing.
If you haven't done 5 damage by turns 1 through 5, you turn 7 or 8, you'll win the game. 8 because 7's taking up the second dragon cost, and then playing reanimate spells, just sacking them off. And so easy with Nantuku Husk, reanimate or zombify was the thing.
And then there's the Morning Well, where you would tap it to sack
guy, draw a
creature.
card, yeah.
No, you gain life.
Oh, I mean, who needs more life, right?
Like it was ridiculous.
Oh my god, the engine on that thing.
But we'll come back to these wacky combos a little bit later on in my countdown.
Oh jeez. So let's go to my black. My black is a new card. I think this card, I know it doesn't see much standard play. It's a standard legal card right now. But I think it's the best thing they can do for the effect it does. It is called Languish. I don't know if you know what this is.
I know Languish.
Well, let's tell the fans. two generic and 2 black. All creatures get -4/-4. So anything that's anything that's X4 or less on the back, X power 4 or less on the back, dead. Anything. It doesn't matter.
Borderline infinitely better Marsh Casualties.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to have something like Infest, but I think Infest wasn't good enough because it's 3 for 2, -2, and I couldn't remember exactly Hideous Laughter. I want to say it cost 4 for -2 as an enchantment. Might be thinking of a different card.
I think you're thinking of a different card, but Hideous Laughter was something similar.
It's similar, but this is like 4 for 4 value.
That's really good.
And it's so good, and I think it's underplayed because when it came out, I was like, well, this is Black Wrath, and nobody else seen it that way. Everyone's still playing Crux of Fate or whatever. That's either Destroy All Dragons or Destroy All Non-Dragons.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that being there's 3 really big dragons in Dragon decks and Standard right now.
And one of them wouldn't even be fucking even blah.
Words.
Yeah, words are heard. One doesn't even give a shit about spells for the most part.
Several of them don't, yeah.
Well, I mean the ones that are played.
Yeah, but the point is, I think this is a much better Destroy All Creatures. It's the best black reprint of Damnation they can do. Especially for 4 mana.
I'll go with that.
Because everyone was trying to say the 5-drop Crux of Fate was the new Black Damnation. I was like, no, it doesn't destroy everything. And while this doesn't destroy everything, it's the closest I think we're going to get until they actually reprint it. And they're not going to have a Black Day of Judgment.
No. Never.
Let's get over the pipe dream. So,
yeah. They didn't even reprint Damnation in the latest From the Vault.
Yeah, From the Vault Annihilations. Which I don't think it's the latest, but yeah. It wasn't in there. It wasn't in From the Vault 20, which I would say the year it came out was 2005
it was a long
or 6.
Time ago.
I'd say whatever got the 2006 card. I think it was Chameleon Colossus. If it wasn't Chameleon Colossus, it would have been something else. But what would it have been? Because Chameleon Colossus might have been the 2007 card.
There's no, in my opinion, there's no reason Damnation shouldn't have been in or in Annihilation. That seemed tailor made. That should have been the chase card of the product.
Yeah, but what did it end up being? It was probably something like a Chroma's Vengeance or something.
I don't even remember. It was such a lackluster thing.
Yeah.
Because if Damnation was in that, hell, I probably would have bought one.
At least one.
But
Damnation's too good. But yeah, Languish. I think it's a fair card. I used to play the newest version of Duel of the Planeswalkers before it screwed me over a few times. Every time I built a black deck, straight up 2 Languish. Love the card.
It's a great card, good utility.
Yes, it's perfect at what it does. That's kill stuff.
Moving into red,
let's see what your red card is.
It's perhaps the most casual card.
Sure.
And it's such your typical
let's, in case everyone doesn't know, we don't know each other's lists.
No, we don't know each other's lists. That's something we try to.
My list is face down. I'm purposely not looking at his list.
We try to keep this as to keep conversation going and have fun discussion and whatnot.
If we both choose hey, I'm choosing a Chroma. It's I was gonna choose a Chroma. It's
right.
Do it. Not talking.
This card's so bad. And
I like Reckless Greed. Wait, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It's the Reckless one.
Seriously, I did not look at his list. That makes sense. You talked about goblins earlier.
The Reckless one is a 4-drop for red. I believe it's 3 colorless and a red.
Generic.
3 generic and a red.
Colorless is a thing too now. Racist.
It has haste. and it's star.
Stars equal to goblins in play, not under your control.
Yeah,
Just in play in general.
and
If everyone has a goblin, there's 4 players.
it's a huge dude. He's vulnerable to chump blocks though.
Yeah,
But
well, the only one that isn't is the best one. That's the green one.
yeah, the was it
Heedless.
the heedless one? Is it? But and that one's for elves.
Which is obviously the best one.
Right, because elves
always
are
has
ridiculous.
Elves and nuts.
But
Is that one your green one?
oh no. But the reckless one kind of is what made me want to play goblins.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah, definitely.
Because I saw
and the Goblin King.
Yeah,
you gotta play that, and if you can play that with David Bowie, you'd be better.
But
we did that, didn't we? Didn't I take the David Bowie picture and put it on the Goblin King?
We did.
That was that crazy chick that you're not friends with anymore.
Yep. Moving on.
I need to do that again, just to have that for the.
We should have top 5 stories that will be explained later.
Yes. Top 5 inside jokes.
There was this one goblin who would it was expensive. You would morph him and you put 1/1 goblins out. It was his morph was XX.
Oh, and you put X goblins out?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is exactly, because the only thing I know that morph was some card from Times World that did that for saplings.
Well, there's I think 2 or 3 morph goblins. One put X goblins out for XX. One was some dynamo dude. You turn him up and he'll deal damage to a creature.
Turn up.
But I immediately saw, okay, goblins are small, cheap little duders.
Yeah.
Just play a bunch of them. Goblin Charbelcher says goblin. I'll put that in it. And then
I bought a starter deck. It says Goblin Charbelcher. It's obviously goblins and tribal. I cleared Tri Mountains.
This perfectly works. And then I'll just play a reckless one who'll be my big bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
And you learned to play Magic.
Yeah, I played against another horrible, dirty person. We'll call him Stan.
Because that's his name.
I wanted to play some Magic. He was like, dude, I heard you play goblins. I'm like, yeah, I play goblins. He's like, dude, cool, I want to grind out some Goblin Mirror matches. I'm like, alright, cool, you play goblins too. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
No.
Goblin Power Driver.
Yeah. Pile Driver, Lackey, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
we're not playing the same goblins, dog.
What is this even?
What's gold mean?
This is... What are you... No.
Gold
No. Stop this.
Bye now.
Lose.
That's the worst feeling. Spending a boatload of money on a deck and then losing the game.
I'm just oh man, these goblins, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
What does my life mean now?
But this Stan character, rumor has it he once mortgaged his house for Black Lotus.
I don't think he can do that today. Unless he has a really good house. If you don't know what Black Lotus is, shame on you.
The card's really expensive.
Let's just say...
a Black Lotus for a new car is a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I mean, we're not talking Bugatti level car.
No.
Lamborghini.
We're talking like a Honda Civic or something.
Or, no. We're talking you got a brand new, what's a good one? Honda Civic's not a bad one, I guess.
If you're lucky, you might get 2 Ford Tauruses.
You could probably get 2 Ford Tauruses, maybe a Chevy and a half. Probably get about... It'd be sweet to get a smart car. I love the smart car. I love it. It's so hilarious. It's smart car. I truly remember Steve Urkel inventing the smart car on an episode of Family Matters. Is that smart car not the same thing as the Urkel-mobile?
I'm not sure. Leave that in the comments below.
If you think he did, leave it in the comments below. Send us a link. But, we hate doing work.
But yeah, that Stan, wow. he was a character. He always played top tier, money decks for everything, even in Yu-Gi-Oh. Although in Yu-Gi-Oh,
I do remember one good Stan story.
Oh jeez, does this one involve my mom? No, it does not involve your mom. It doesn't involve
submission.
Next top 10. Top 10 stories involving my mom. Jimmy, don't listen.
I promise, Jim. Anyway, no, the story about there's this other guy. The card shop we went to was frequented by this guy Stan, myself, James, a bunch of other people. Scott, we already mentioned. There was also this guy. We call let's not use his actual name. Let's go by his nickname, the Nose.
Oh, jeez.
So what had happened was, Stan's playing a game.
This is a Magic story, too.
Yeah. And he plays this card called Hypnotic Spectre, which is probably the best black card ever printed. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer.
If
when
not,
it damages a player by combat, they ditch a card at random.
If not the best, up there.
Definitely iconic.
Like, turn 1, Rit Hippie was... Oh.
It was Black Summer. It defined Black Summer. If you don't know what it is, look it up. I promise it's not Prono. Hopefully.
Say that, don't do it on
Safe
Pornhub.
search on. Safe search on, folks. Black Summer, MTG Black Summer. You'll learn all about it. I think there's a Wikipedia article dedicated to Black Summer. I think if it went from Black Summer to Combo Winter, Magic was shit for a year. Or fun, depending on which side of the table you were on. Anyway, so he plays Hippie. And then this man, the Nose, runs over, takes that Hippie. Then he rips it. And Stan was like...
Apostles go nuts.
Yeah, Apostles go nuts. Stan goes, dude, man, that's not cool. Man, give me back my Hippie, man. Rip. Crying into his hands about how uncool the Nose was being.
And it's sad, but it's hilarious.
It was so funny because I didn't spend like money in the Magic. I bought like a starter deck and I could get like a pack a week.
Yeah, that was like the thing. We're all kids.
Yeah, we were like 12 at the time, maybe.
I think the oldest was like 14.
Besides Stan.
Besides Stan, who was like 50-something years old forever.
No. He just has the Hulk Hogan thing where he's like bald and everything, but he's only 35.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, Stan's old.
Yeah.
He's been old back in the day, and he's old now, and he does the same things for the most part. Like, it's...
Mortgages his house for Black Lotus.
His nickname was $5.
This wasn't just a Magic story. This is an everything story.
Yeah.
Like, you have something Stan wants. Like, how much you want to pay for it? $5, dude?
$5, dude. Come on, dude. It's like we're $5. It's dinged up. We'll take your card, like, flick it around. Look at that. It's dinged up. Like, you piece of crap.
Just do my card
now it is played because you touched it, you goblin.
Goblins. I don't like them.
I don't like goblins.
Another good thing.
Well, we were talking about my goblin mom.
Another good story about Stan. We're so off topic. Another good Stan story.
Top 5 stories about Stan.
Yes, impromptu top 5. Another good one was he just says "dude" all the time.
Oh yeah,
like, dude. Every other word was "dude." Like there was a time I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and he's like, "Dude, you got a trade binder, dude?" I was like, "Yeah, you need something?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for Dark Magician Girl, dude." I'm like, "Dark Magician Girl, dude? What's that?" Like playing dumb just because it's funny. He's like, no. Dark Magician Girl, comma, dude. I'm like, oh.
It's Caitlyn Jenner's D&D.
Oh my god. Again, just because we're talking about it doesn't mean we're bashing it. It's a topic. If people want to get sex changes, let them. If they're not in
comment down below.
Life, comment down below if you think sex changes are wrong. And if you don't comment down below and you think sex changes are wrong, you don't listen.
YouTube comments are already like a minefield.
Yeah, the comments go wild. Okay, should we finally get to my red card?
Yeah.
My red card is one of your favorite red cards, I think.
Oh,
and
geez.
it's so good at what it does. Pyroclasm.
It is.
1 in a red, 2 damage everywhere. Every creature
so
gets damage.
good.
No creature gets away unscarfed. Unless you have pro red.
So good.
Pyroclasm is so sweet and so underplayed. It should be like a 3 or 4 of in every red deck sideboard at least.
Yeah, like if you can reliably like splash some kind of red, I think Pyroclasm should be in your sideboard.
If Pyroclasm is on your sideboard, Volcanic Fallout should be.
Yeah. But
I think Pyroclasm is the more fair card because there's blue players. If they have counter spells, let them play them.
Yeah.
This is casual. People think counter spells are casual. Like,
Some counter spells are.
Some of them are like dissolve, dissipate,
like
cancel.
putting a counter spell like Mana Leak or a counter spell in Isochron Scepter is not cool.
It's not fun, and that's when you just you deserve to. You get one slap.
It's fun to
like
do.
What you just did is a douchebag move.
It's fun to do.
That's your
not
punishment,
fun to play
jerk.
against.
Yeah. So Pyroclasm, it's like I want to say what was in like I think it was 9th and 10th edition. It was
uncommon.
It was uncommon. It was definitely uncommon. It was like 4 of in every red deck.
And and Weenie White was such a thing.
GT was around. Of course, GT was when GT was around. Anything that destroyed all creatures was good.
Like imagine having like a board like established. You have like for the time. You have like
1/1s and 2/2s.
Like Savannah Lion.
Yeah, Savannah Lions. You don't even got White Knight. You got like
Samurai the Pale
Seekers.
Samurai the Pale Curtain.
Yeah. Is that the white one with Bushido?
But no, that's Pale Curtain's 2-drop, 2/2 Bushido 1 permanents are exiled instead of put in the graveyard.
Okay, what's the one that's just like
a Devoted Retainer?
Yeah, okay.
Which like looking back at that card was really good.
That and the black version of it, I can't remember that one's name either. Like Purity of Light, or Cruelty of Light. I want to say.
Like you have this board established, you got your equipments out.
Paladin Emphic was also a thing. That was like the main thing that Pyroclasm couldn't deal with.
But you drop a Pyroclasm for 2, you still got things to do. Like you can still play a turn.
You play a Pyroclasm, you play a dude, and then they're like, "Well, I got no dudes." Maybe they got a Paladin Emphic, and you already lost the race.
Like
you can do your best.
You can start recovering at that point. It's
red. You can eke your way out.
It was such a good thing, and like a close second that I was gonna use for my red spot was gonna be Fireball, because the art drew me in.
Fireball is amazing.
Fireball, a classic X spell.
It is like whenever I play D&D. Yes, I play D&D. We both do.
Don't just out me like that, bro.
Man, cool, man. Throw me under the bus and shit. But yeah, whenever I'm playing
roll
D&D,
for that.
yeah, dog. It's fucking strength check, man. Try to strength check me. You failed, bro. Do you even lift?
Do you even bust, bro?
Anyway, yeah, like every time I think of like what I'm trying to do with my character, like let's say I'm playing a wizard, it's like what spell do I want to cast? I always think like, well, magic fireball. I should probably do that. I should probably do the fireball. That seems like it's a good idea. Fireball just looks like it does a lot of damage.
It was so cool. Like it's a giant ball of fire, and like for those who don't know, it's an X spell, 1 red and X.
It's no.
Yeah,
there's different versions of it.
Yeah,
there's like the XY red version,
which that's funny.
It's so confusing because like it's X in red. But you can also it has like multi-kicker almost.
You could pay an additional one
for each more targets you want to do,
and then you divide the damage amongst the targets
evenly. You can't do it like 5-1-1-3. It has to be like, for that example, that was 10. So it'd be amongst 4 targets. It'd be 2, and then 2 of them would have 3 on it.
Yeah, 2. Well,
it'd be 3-3-2-2.
You could 2 to the face too.
Well, yes. Like it could be creatures. It could be faces. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's Fireball's awesome.
And then,
I love Fireball.
And then,
of course, Fireball's not the best version.
I was gonna say now there's like Demon Fire, Bane
Fire, Comet Storm,
Rolling Thunder.
All of them are sweet. My dream is to get a Rolling Thunder card signed by RPD.
That'll be nuts.
Like it'll be almost as good as the mythical Wheel of Fortune signed by Pat Sajak. Oh my god! I had never seen a picture of it, but I heard about it through Magic TV, and I want to see it.
It has to happen.
It does. What is your green card, sir?
That is racist.
How's that racist?
Where's my green card?
I said, what is your green card? Well, I promise, he's in the country legally.
We were talking about crazy combos with the legend rule earlier, and I did say my green card was a little unfair-ish.
What could this be?
Tooth and Nail.
Oh god! What kind of casual are you playing?
Oh,
okay. If you're playing 2 copies, okay.
Yeah, like
Anything more than 2, stop that.
dude, I didn't have a playset of anything besides like forests.
I got to play 4 forests, so I can play all my green cards, and then I can't get kicked out of the country because I have 20 of them.
Like Tooth and Nail was so cool. As like what was its total cost? Like
I want to say
nine?
it's 5 green entwined for 2 generic.
Like it was.
Its total cost would be 9 to do both. Search your library for 2 creatures, put them in your hand, and then put 2 creatures into your hand into play.
And entwine means you can do both abilities.
Yes. So instead of choose one, it's do both.
Like I remember seeing so many wild combos. With
I recently looked up what old Tooth and Nail lists looked like. And
they're so
it's
bad.
Nothing like I would have imagined them to look like.
They were
I really
so
imagined
bad.
it'd be like a bunch of like they played the Plow Wonder just to make sure you didn't lose by the time, and then Tooth and Nail's targets were typically a 1-of copy of Darkseid Colossus, which I would have immediately assumed there'd be 4 of because that's prime target number 1 in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you run one of them though, you don't draw it, and you could Tooth and Nail it.
Yeah, but if you run 4 of them, whether you draw it or not, Tooth and Nail will put him into play for your hand.
Those other Colossi,
Take up space, I guess.
yeah, and they could be Plow Wonders, they could be Tribe Elders.
True. Yeah.
Kadoma's Reach was the thing back then.
Yeah. What else was it? There was some vampire.
Metadross vampire.
Metadross vampire. Didn't make sense, but it comboed with Triskelion.
That was a combo I was gonna mention.
Why not just play beaters and just beat the face? But no, you had to play intricate combos. It just doesn't. Like, looking back at it, like, why would they choose these cards? But it worked.
And then
it worked.
Then when Kiki Jiki came out, you threw in a Kiki Jiki. Like,
Kiki Jiki Triskelion.
Yeah. Like, that was nuts.
That Triskelion could be empty and sitting as a 1/1 with no counters. Kiki Jiki got 3 more counters. Bolt your face.
It was ridiculous.
Tap Kiki, another thing, bolt your face.
There's this combo with Kiki, Metadross Vampire, and Kiki Jiki. You would make another Metadross Vampire, Triskelion pings himself, making more counters, and then you ping face.
You ping him once, he gets 2 1/1 counters.
Yeah.
And then just ping him out for 20.
Yeah. It was... Stan did this. Paul did this. Black Anthony did this.
Paul was the owner of the card shop.
Paul, if you're somehow listening, we miss you so much.
Please open the card shop back up.
Like,
seriously.
I'm sure you probably died laughing at these Stan stories.
It's like, oh, they're telling the good ones.
We didn't mention Angelo.
Well, now.
We'll save the Angelo story. God bless his soul. We'll bring up Angelo at another time.
Yes. Oh, man.
But yeah, Tooth and Nail was so cool to me. And like at the time, we had like Kadoma's Reach, Tribe Elder, where like green was kind of one of the colors to be into.
Well, this being just after Mirrodin Block, green was needed because it had Oxidize.
Yeah.
After Ravager was a thing. And
there was
you needed to play Artifact Destruction, and then Artifact Destruction was just as important when Top and GT were in play.
Which was nuts. Top and GT being 2 of the best artifacts in the game.
And they're both from the block. The block you love the most.
And people hate the most.
Yeah, people hate them, but they sure do play them cards a lot.
Like,
seriously, there was a comic you shared on Facebook that was about punishing a kid by doing tap 1 to look at top. Yeah. Tap one, look at top, sack a fetch land, tap 1, look at top, tap, drop, draw a card, draw top for turn, play another top, look at top 3.
It was so good.
I promise I'll never do anything bad again, Father. It's like, this house doesn't approve of spanking. Like, yes, that is punishment. And that was what happened for all of that standard year.
Because then, oh my god, like,
oh my god,
blue control mages got retarded.
Not even blue, everyone got top.
Yeah, but like,
if top is your color's card, it'll kill you.
No, it's not my color's
I
card.
have a good symbol with it.
But it's crystal ball. But like when you play against, there's a difference between playing against someone who knows how to top, people who don't know how to top.
Yeah, the people that like. At the end of every, like, say we played a 4-player game, if you top at the end of each opponent's turn, stop it. You're doing it wrong.
I've seen people like top and like purposely pop top and draw every turn.
Like, you can just draw the card.
Yeah, I'm
it's
like,
not speeding
why
you up.
do you... What?
Like, only sack top to draw the card then when you need it.
Yeah, like, I'll pop them to, like, grab a counter spell or something like that.
Or burn spell,
yeah,
whatever.
Something to handle what's being presented.
More often than not, you're doing it for an instant that you need
at that time, and then top will act as, like, an additional 3-card hand.
Yeah.
But,
it's like Future Sight, where your top of the library is now in your...
It's live, but it's only 3.
Yes, it can only get you 3D, but with, like, fetch lands and whatnot, it can get you everything.
It can get you more.
You just need to be fortunate enough to have it near the top.
It requires more effort.
Yes.
Although it costs 1 to, like, bring out. So.
Yeah, and then it's 1 to do the ability, and then you just tap,
put it back up, and yeah.
Oh, shit is nuts.
It was a great card, but, Tooth and Nail.
Tooth and Nail. I was like, where are we?
Tooth and Nail was my favorite green card.
Tooth and Nail. That was in... No, it wasn't in any of the video games. I wish it was.
It should have been.
I tried to make a Plow Under deck on Mallow. It did not work. I felt horrible because I'm just sitting there like, oh, I got Garrick.
I got Garrick.
And then I played Terry. I was like, oh, I just need to, not lose. And then I lost. I was like, wow, this deck sucks.
That was fun.
I played the Garrick and Terry and I lost the game.
That's how most games go.
Yeah. That's like a magic. It's a Tooth and Nail.
Tooth and Nail was my favorite.
Pivotal combo card after Ravager wrecked Standard.
Oh, God.
Like, in the times of, what was it, Scourge block? Or was it...
It was Scourge block and Marauding block.
9th edition and... No, Scourge 8th edition and Mirrodin. And Ravager took over. It was between Ravager and I believe it was the Cycling deck, the Astral Slide deck. And then when Scourge left Kamigawa, with just Kamigawa coming out, there was nothing to really fill that combo slot besides Tooth and Nail. There was also that big red scare deck with the Wildfire, which was sweet, but it's not nearly as combo-y as Tooth and Nail was.
And there was like some...
However, it was the best combo, or like combat. Like, seeing Wildfire versus Tooth and Nail was awesome. It's like, who does this? Who's going to do it?
For a little bit.
If he Wildfired before he Plow Undered, or maybe like the Plow Under happens first, maybe... Like, he has the mana rocks to just also do the Wildfire, and then you can't Plow Under again.
It would be nuts.
It's just a war of attrition at its best.
And I remember for maybe a minute, there's like a green face beating deck with it was like
Troll Ascetic.
It was a Troll Ascetic, the North Kodama tree, the 4-drop.
The North tree, Giant Solifuge,
and they had the monk bear, basically.
Monk bear. What was his name? The Enlightened one?
Yeah, something like that.
Elite, the Enlightened.
And of course, Tribe Elders when damage went on the stack and all that.
He was a 1-mana rapid.
He was really cool. He was really cool.
Shit was nuts. But we didn't mention my favorite green card and all that. Which, thinking back on it, it could have been Troll Aesthetic, but I don't think he's as casual as Plated Slag Worm. I love this dude. Back then, you look at big green monsters, and you had Crawlhead, who's 6 for 6/4. For 1 more mana, you can play an 8/8 that can't be targeted by your opponent. So you could drop all the +X trample stuff on him, bash him in the face.
Dear God.
I love this guy. He got reprinted in, what was it? It was one of the, I think it was in 10th, he might have been in 10th edition. He didn't have the Hexroot text yet, though. And then he got reprinted in one of the Commander decks or something. He had the Hexproof text, and I was like, oh, finally! I want to play 4 of you just because it has Hexproof on it now. I gotta find a way. Sadly, I haven't, and I probably haven't played a mono green deck in years, but I love... it's pretty sweet modern with Devotion now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. You got the 2-drop... I think some people play Street. I think it's Street Geist or something like that. I don't know. Geist Wraith Geist. It's 2 for 2/1. Strangleroot Geist.
Oh,
that's it. And then they play Eternal Witnesses and go nuts with Garrick Wildspeaker and shit. Play the Slagworm, top of the curve. 8/8. Fight me. I'll win.
I'll win because you can't combat trick me.
Yeah, you can't. You can't destroy me. Like you pump your guy, I'll pump my guy. You can't kill my guy.
Oh my
it's
god!
It's not happening, and it's just fun. Like everyone, like you play him, everybody else looks at you and like,
are you serious, bro? Did you
you're the bad guy in this fight now, right?
Like,
we got three guys versus you now just because you dropped that dude.
Let's all gang block this. Like, go ahead, dude.
It's just so fun. He's fun, and he is what Green wants to be. He's not like Primeval type where he takes like incremental advantage. He's not like Troll Ascetic or Threaten the Last Troll where it's just he's an unkillable monster for being able to regenerate. He's just 8/8. Fight me. Nothing can take me out 1-on-1, except for aforementioned Darksteel Colossus.
Darksteel.
There's a few other cards, but like more often than not, especially on turn 7, nothing's fighting them.
Right.
Nothing's fighting.
And that was the cool thing about Green back then. Like you got overcosted or overstated creatures.
Yeah.
For devotion to Green, basically.
It's just like you're playing mono green, you get the prize.
Yeah.
And the prize was big monsters.
Big dudes.
Like, red has the dragons, black has demons, white has angels, blue has... I don't even know. Blue has leviathans. Green has giant-ass worms.
Has there been a playable leviathan?
Playable? I mean, they're all playable.
I mean, you can tap mana
and cast them in your deck, and you can cast them. I don't know if they're playable well. I don't know if they enter the battlefield and kill you faster than they kill
Black
your
has
opponent.
demons, white has angels, red has dragons.
And blue has counterspells.
I was saying, blue has counterspells.
Yeah. So yes, my pick for a green card, played this like Jimmy, if you're listening, you knew this was coming.
It's a good pick.
He is my boy.
We're moving boy status over to Magic.
Yeah, boy status to Magic. Played Slagworm's the boy.
Oh my god.
What is your colorless card?
My colorless card is the greatest colorless card of all time.
Oh no.
And this is gonna spawn another story.
Oh jeez. Is this Ice Cauldron?
It's Allied Hedron Network. The Allied Hedron Network. Those of you who don't know.
Not playable in any way.
You could play it.
Yeah, you can play it just as well as you can play
The Allied Hedron Network is a 4-drop artifact. That it exiles five power or greater creatures.
4 power or greater or 5
I'm pretty sure it's 5. If it was 4 power, it would be almost respectable.
That's true. That's true.
But I picked this card because one day, it's round 1 of a draft at Kid Force Collectibles. There you go. Here's a cheap plug.
Berea.
In Berea.
Go there, have fun.
It's a great shop. It's a beautiful store. It's great. Round 1 of a draft. I'm playing against this guy. I am playing. What am I playing?
Probably like 4-color ally.
No, it was actually. I think it was green black Eldrazi.
Okay.
Like it was a formidable foe. It was good.
It was powerful.
And
one would say it's weak to headline.
I was wrecking this guy game 1. He's like, I had like some like 6/6 out, and like I had just cast the Ingester, the 7/10 gain 5 life dude.
Okay.
Yeah, they're horrible cards, but it's draft. Mm-hmm. And I'm just dominating them. And this dude, like, windmill slams the Allied Hedron Network. Game 1. And he said, yeah, I picked this. And I was just... I
want to say you said pack 2, too.
No.
Was it pick 1, pack 1?
It was pack 1, pack 1.
Oh, my God.
And I'm just like, are you...
But he got you.
He destroyed me. Like, I was on tilt for the rest of the day.
He honestly debated on quitting Magic altogether.
Like, I'm in position. I'm wrecking him. Everything's curving out perfectly, and he just, I'm gonna play
He was
this.
like, I am excited to play this card because this is the only scenario in which you are
the
happy
horrible
to
thing
draw.
was, if he was excited and happy about it, it would have been one thing. He just played it like that was like the thing to do. Like, yeah, I got this. Like, yeah, I picked this. What? Like, this is a good card.
You don't take this pick one back one?
I'm just like, are you kidding
No,
me?
I'd probably pick the land before that.
I had the Hydra out too.
Oh my god!
I was living the dream.
Oh my god!
And I was like, this dude's done next turn. Like, he's out of chumps. I'm killing him. And then that happened.
God.
But I tell you that story to tell you this story. The next week.
Did you first pick Airline?
I did not first pick it, but I did pick it.
It will win you games?
It won me one game.
Oh my god.
I was playing against this dude who was a very experienced player. Whatever. We were in top deck mode. And like we were the last game to finish up. And this was still game one.
Holy cow.
And, like, I forgot he was playing Landfall. I was playing probably something awful, like I usually do. And
it's funny to draft it
was white allies. It might have been four color allies.
You know him for four colors.
But he was beating me down. He had this Landfall dude out. I Radiant Flamed for
Probably for three colors.
Yeah, I think it was for 3. It was either 3 or 2. He cracks his Evolving Wilds to trigger his Landfall to boost his guy up. So he's now at 4...
Say 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3 or something like that. I played this one white instant. It's like... It's one to like give someone like 2/2 in protection from like something.
Like Lithomancer Force Focus or something.
And then he was like, okay, thinking I'm just on tilt. And then, with him now being a 6/5, I slammed down the Aligned Hedron Network. And then Apostles go nuts.
Like, no joke, I was there watching. Like, 3 people were like, oh my god! And laughed. It was hilarious. Like, that just happened?
It was, if that was on stream, chat would have been blowing up.
Like, God, oh.
It was amazing. So this card gave me both the worst and best experience I've ever had in draft Magic, besides beating Legacy Dan like every single time I've ever played it. Shoutouts to you, Legacy Dan. I'm sorry about Cold Snap.
And my colorless card, you guessed it, Crystal Ball.
Oh my god.
Slam 4 every deck. Seriously, I love this card. It is like the fixed top that sucks. Like, if they made top, they're like, well, top was too good, let's make it suck. They made Crystal Ball. Like, they could. It wouldn't have been bad if it cost 1 or 2. If it cost 1, it would have been new top. Everyone would have loved it.
I think
it wouldn't have been as good as top, obviously.
I
but
think
it would
they could have made it cost 2 and like give it like 1 to like activate or something.
It has 1 to activate.
It has 1 to activate?
It's 1 to activate the Scry 2, but it costs 3.
Oh, I thought it was just tap to activate. Oh, God.
No. It costs 1 and tap it to Scry 2. If it cost 1 or 2, it'd be phenomenal. It costs 3, so it's mediocre at best.
At best.
I slam at least 2 in every deck on Moto. Just, like, every time I'm like, I don't know what to put in there. Screw it, Crystal Balls.
Crystal Balls.
It is my go-to card. I play it in every deck I can play it in.
To be fair, it can potentially make you see more cards
than top. In single turn rotation, you can see 4 cards instead of 3.
And step ball.
But it'll also cost 2 more an additional mana because it'll be 1 on your opponent's end phase, then 1 on your upkeep.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
But Crystal Ball's so sweet. Back when M11 just came out, me and an old friend of mine, Brandon, they could hide names. Who does that?
We'll call him Brendan.
We'll call him Brendan.
Brendan.
His last name wasn't Fraser, I promise. But he would build these like monocolored decks that were like just like he'd like lend them, like give them to people just like, hey, get into Magic, here's a deck. And I remember he built a blue one that had Crystal Ball and Sorcerer's like lockbox or whatever it was, strong box.
God.
And I can't remember how many turns in a row somebody paid 3 mana, tap it to try to draw 3 cards, and it did not work ever. And I'm just sitting there like, well, at least he has Crystal Ball. And he's using Crystal Ball to try and find something. I'm like, I just want him to draw 3 cards and then kill him. And it never happens. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to kill him. And I was
my.
I wonder, let's see how good Crystal Ball would be in a standard deck. And I just built this standard deck. I think I built green-white. It was just like Cultivate Titan, just cultivating this Sun Titan and then go nuts with like a bunch of like 3-drop creatures or whatnot, like O-rings and stuff like that. I played Crystal Ball, and I was like, it's so good in testing. I want to take this to a card shop and play on a Friday. I didn't win a single game, but I see Crystal Ball every game.
Hey, that's what matters. Successful testing at FNM.
Crystal Ball was there every time. Didn't necessarily get me there because it typically be like end of your turn Crystal Ball. Okay, my upkeep Crystal Ball. Oh, there's the Titan. I can't play it. Play it now. Play a land. Go. Next turn. Play Titan. Countered. Oh, okay. Play another Titan. Counter. Oh, okay. I'm Scoopy. Game over, man.
This is sound horrible. This is almost making me want to put some crystal balls in my vampires.
Just makes your deck more casual.
It makes it more casual, but at the same time, it keeps Nocturnus a little bit more alive.
Like a piece of shit.
Oh jeez.
How was my red card not burning Vengeance?
Oh
my god.
Oh, you, Mr. Casual Burning Vengeance deck.
Burning Vengeance is my boy. Like, it's not even a creature, and it's my boy. I was BV Dave for an entire 2 years.
Oh my god.
I played 4-color flashbacks with Lingering Souls and Burning Vengeance. It was the greatest deck I ever built that won. It won. It would go 4-1 every week.
That's retarded.
Turn 1, land, maybe I think Ponder was around at the time, so I'd ponder if I could, but everything was shocker check lands from like M10 and Innistrad, and it would like if I could ponder on turn 1 because I predominantly played red blue and then splashed white and black, and then I'd play cards like Ponders. I think we had Searing Spear at the time. No, it was Incinerate, and
Incinerate.
Burning Vengeance, Think Twice's, Forbidden Alchemies, Desperate Ravings, Lingering Souls, what was it? Blue Sun, Zenith, and Red Sun, I think. Slag Storms, and what was the Lingering Souls, and Supreme Verdicts. And I think I may play the 2 Terminus or 2 just because Zombies was the thing like that. It was nuts. It always did well, and it was great because people would be playing against me, and they're like they lose the first game, and it's like, what just happened? Like, okay, hold on, I got this. I got sideboard cards for this, and they'd be playing cards like Grafdigger's Cage or the card. It was Grafdigger's Cage because they didn't let me play cards from my graveyard, and I'm like, okay, well, I got the mana to go off, but he has that Grafdigger's Cage, so I can't. Oh, well, I'll just bounce it with my what was it? Cyclone Rift, and then go off and win because I have 3 Burning Vengeance out, so I flashback Lingering Souls, deal 6 to them, and they lose. And it's like, well, how can I win? Draw. Oh, okay, well, there's the win. Let's just do it. Like, so many people would be like, yeah, you can't do anything. I'm just gonna see you draw a card, and I'm gonna win the game. And then it'll be like, okay, draw a card, you lose the game.
Oh, crap.
Oh, damn, man. Obviously played Snapcasters. I think the first incarnation was just red, blue, splash, black, and played Delvers, and I was like, I'm playing Black Sun Zenith, so I really don't want to run creatures. And then my friend was like, dude, play Snapcasters, it's so good. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll play Snapcasters.
No, like, if you gotta play them.
If I'm gonna play a creature, I'm gonna play Snapcaster. And then my friend's like, dude, Delver's like the best card in the format. I'm like, well, I'll try it. And it's like, turn 1, Delver, okay, turn 2, Delver flips, attack for 3, turn 2, double Delver, turn 3, both Delvers flip, swing for 9. I just gotta play 2 burn spells and I win the game. Skill.
Skill.
So yes, Crystal Ball. So good. Love the card to death.
And with that, we wrap up our favorite monocolored and colorless cards in Magic the Gathering. Not exactly the most competitive.
But the funnest.
Especially that Allied Hedge Draw Network and Crystal Ball. So, Until next time, I've been James Paradise.
I'm David.
We are Red Guy Entertainment, and we will see you guys soon.